What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys are having a happy day, happy situation. If not, that's okay. Remember, every tough time calls for better future, things like that. Every struggle story has a success story. You just gotta remember these little things when you're going through situations, right? Word of advice, what I've learned today is don't be afraid to have conversations with people, you know what I mean? That even if you don't really know them, if they give off a good vibe and a good situation, a good vibe or a good aura, don't be afraid to attach yourself to the conversations that might come about that person because you never know what somebody could teach you, right? There's an ill saying, each one teach one. You know what I mean? If you learn something that somebody's been taking 10 years to develop, you can learn that thing that took them 10 years and be 10 years ahead of the game all within 2 minutes of a conversation. So that's just a little advice I want to give to y'all. We're gonna go in and see what's the word, what's the message, what's your overall message for the vision. Spirit, what's our message? What is our message? What is our message, right? Willingness. Willingness is your message. And listen, this message can go perfect what I just said. Have the willingness to want to learn, want to adapt, want to conversate, right? We're going to go in here before we kick it into our manifestation reading. Manifestation reading is going to be our reading for this video. We're going to go ahead and cleanse our auras, realign our chakras with a little singing bell, closure. I want you to close your eyes, take deep breaths in and out, and establish something you wish to manifest, right? Let's just go ahead and do that. Here we go. Okay, now that you got your manifestation dreams or visions done, we're going to go ahead and start with our manifestation. So we have the manifestation oracle cards. We're going to put your message. Remember, your message, your whole message of today is willingness. Have the willingness to learn, the willingness to try new things, the willingness to try new journeys. As long as they're not life-threatening completely, where you're going to be risking your whole situation, but try something new, something that you can learn from, something that you can grow from and develop into a better human being, right? It's the overall goal when it comes down to realigning yourself and to be a better individual at the end of the day, right? So we're going to put our willingness inside of our single bill for good luck. And we're going to kick right into our manifestation reading. Okay. You guys are tuning in, right? If you catch the vibes, if you like the reading and all that, go ahead and give a thumbs up. All right, let's go. Okay, Spirit, what messages do you have about our manifestation? Know your worth. This can go over a lot of people's heads a lot of the time. You need to know your worth. You need to know what you're good at, what your valuable is. What is your value? You need to understand your worth. You can't set your worth, right? It's okay to not know everything. It's okay to have a situation where you're not always on point, right? But knowing your worth will establish what you're willing to tolerate, what you're willing to give up. You know what I mean? You have to know these things about yourself. Know your characteristics. What is your end goal in life, right? Once you establish that, how are you going to get there? Now, if whatever you're trying to establish, and ask yourself these questions: are you willing to sacrifice certain things to get to where that is? If you're not willing to sacrifice certain things, such as if you're in the music industry, you're not willing to say, talk like I'm keeping it real. You know what I mean? You're not willing to, sacrifice your brothers and your sisters for fame or fortune. You know what I mean? You're not willing to turn on a community. Let's keep it 100. Like, this is all real. We're not going to sugarcoat nothing on this channel. We're not going to turn on a community to develop wealth. And when I say that, I understand music is music, but it's not just music. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other fields that could be in play. But that's one of the biggest things, something that turns on community. Or, anything you participate in, you have to understand. Sometimes there's different genres, of course, right? But whatever you're doing, doesn't have to be just music, but whatever you're doing, are you literally like, are you able to keep within your morals and principles, right? Because if you're not for whatever's going on, then maybe you have to try a different avenue, a different route to get to your biggest goal. But knowing your worth Knowing your worth is going to make that decision. It's going to allow you to say, okay, I have values, I have morals, I have principles, I have things I want to do, I have things that I need to do. Okay, once you understand that, any situation you can evaluate whether or not you're willing to do it, right? Because you know your worth, you know your value. Very important. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. What the Master got for us. Spirit, what messages do you have? We have to detoxify. Now, this doesn't always have to be through your body. This could be spiritually as well. Detoxify could be getting rid of any toxic situations. It could be any friends, family members. No, I understand it's kind of hard with family members because whether you're here, whether you're alive, or you're dead, it's still going to be your family member regardless of what you do. Friends come and go, but family is always going to be family. I understand that. They're always going to have a connection to you. You do not have to associate with these people on an everyday basis. Just because they're your uncle, your aunt, your niece, your nephew, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, does not mean when you become an adult and you move on and you want to better yourself and you now have full control over your life, right? There's no more mom could bail me out of juvie. There ain't none of that. You now have full control. When you go 18, you can determine whether you want to move on, go in the street, whatever it is. You want to make it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? If you've got these people that's in your life, now with family members, I understand if you come across them, you know what I mean. You can, and if you're somebody that want to forgive and all of that, you can, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Da 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 da. Even if you have small talk or whatever, but you just do not have them around you 24/7 no more. You don't have them at a phone call away. Ain't none of that no more. If the toxic in your life, you know what I mean. You want to get rid of that. You can see him in the street, whatever. If you want to keep him pushing, you don't want to cause no trouble or whatever. What's up? Da 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 da. You know, play it off like we're cool, but really deep down, you know that y'all have a little tension inside, but you really just want to move on with your life, right? So detoxifying could be that, right? And I say that because I know a lot of you guys have moms and dads that you don't really want to just straight up diss or whatever, but if you see them in person, you just say what's up and keep it moving. It's a respectful thing. It's a respectful boundary because at one point they probably didn't respect you, so therefore, you just have to keep that line, keep that barrier to say, hey, that boundary to say, hey, listen, I see you when I see you, but there is no communication, there is no calling you, there is no, if I walk across you, what's up? Keep it pushing. Detoxify. Take inventory of your friends, your family, even the habits that you take in. If you want to detoxify yourself, make sure the habits that you're doing. Are you out here, if you're in a relationship, are you causing arguments purposely? Are you out here, sleeping around? Are you out here, is that other individual sleeping around? Are you late night driving around without your partner? All of these things you want to detoxify, you want to get rid of out of your life. And I encourage you guys, if you're with somebody that does these bad habits, to remove them completely. If you can have a talk with them, if you have a talk with your significant other, your relationship, your partner, and they are not comprehending, then they're not for you. If they can't come to an agreement to say, listen, what I'm doing is wrong, what I'm doing is toxic, what I need to do, I need to detoxify myself so that you don't detach yourself from me. If they can't have that understanding with you, then you need to detox them from your life. You already try to have a conversation about their habits and have them detoxify themselves, but therefore, because they can't detoxify themselves, you now have to separate yourself from that person. You know what I mean? So that's all about detoxifying. Detoxifying your friends, your family, your health, your spending. You have to kind of look at all these things and really value your time. All of these things you really have to start to say to yourself, listen, what can I take out of my life that's not in the highest power? What type of energies that I'm allowing in my everyday life that I can remove, even if it hurts, even if you love potato chips and sit on the couch all day, that could be great. But it ain't bringing you good energy, is it? You're sitting up there feeling depressed. So anything, whether it's easy, difficult, or whatever, you need to get rid of if it does not serve your highest power. It does not serve your highest good, you need to get rid of it. Get rid of it, right? Detoxify yourselves That is your message. Please take heed to it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I can say what I say, but if you seen this video and you didn't take heed to it, you can't blame nobody but yourself, right? Make sure you detoxify as quickly as possible. It doesn't have to be today, it doesn't have to be tomorrow, but as quickly as possible. Get it done, right? Spirit? So now what message you have for us? Forgive. Okay, we just speaking on that. Spirit must have want us to talk more about this topic. Forgiving. Now, forgiving does not mean forgetting. Forgiving don't mean that, a lot of times us good people, we forget. Or we just want to forget. Like literally we force ourselves to forget the negativity or the BS that this person has done to us. We force ourselves to forget that because we want things to work out. We want things to be better. But we need to start forgiving, but we need to remember what they did. Forgiving is for ourselves. Forgiving means, like I said, if you have a family member, there's always going to be a family, always going to be your aunt, your uncle, whatever the case is, right? And you got in a situation with them where they disrespect you. You're obviously at this point where you've done so much for them, they still disrespect you, and they find it funny, find it like it's no big deal. This is what you do. Go ahead, forgive them, right? You ain't going back and forth with them. You ain't, running their name straight directly to the dirt. You might speak about them in third person as an example, but you're not running their name down the dirt. You're not doing all that no more. You know what you're doing? You're just going ahead moving about your life. If you see them, you forgive them. So there's no reason to hold any real hatred. Like, I'm not going to speak to this person because, like you can, if you see them in person, you can, what's up, but you can move on. You ain't gotta hold that. Spirit actually forgive, let it go. But you're not gotta forget it. That is the thing. Don't forget and turn back around and go hang out with this person. Don't do that. You just, hey, what's up? Keep it pushing. Y'all wasn't on the right atmosphere to begin with, so there's no reason why you need to continuously force yourself to be around this person. Your energy don't match to begin with, hence why y'all had a fallout. So you forgive and keep it pushing. Once you've already established an argument, you probably already had a fallout with this person, they probably could still hold hatred to you. So don't be surprised if you speak and they don't speak. Matter of fact, I even say unless they see you and you see them, then you can speak. If they don't see you and you see them, you ain't gotta speak to them. Keep it pushing. You know what I mean? If you're driving or whatever, and you see them on the street, you ain't gotta speak to them. But if you come in contact with them, like physically, eye to eye, y'all lock eyes, you can, respectively, what's up? Because you're not got no hatred in your heart. You probably ain't got enough love to care for this person to reach out to them. You ain't gotta do that no more. You already tried that. You ain't gotta keep reaching out to them, but you ain't gotta speak to them if you see them and they don't see you. But respectfully, you can have enough respect for yourself to just, hey yo, I don't even feel like having an argument. This is what you say, yeah. I don't even feel like arguing with this guy or this girl or whatever. I see him, what's up? Keep it pushing. You know what I mean? And whatever else happens, if they feel some type of way, then y'all have to deal with that. Hopefully, most people that cause arguments can't handle a fight to begin with. So if they're willing to squabble, then you just squabble it all. I'm not trying to promote violence, but that is what it is. You gotta defend yourself at the end of the day, whether through an argument or through a physical altercation, you need to defend yourself too. So a lot of times people have that hatred in their heart and they'll still feel like you should have killed Juan, you should have did that. Nah, man, stay in your grind and tell them little one. Tell them what's up, like, you feel me? But yeah, forgive them. Let it go. Move on. Don't forget. Don't go back in that same cycle. But let it go for your own sake. Don't be holding no grudges. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Move on. If you see him in person, your eyes locked. What's up? You're good. Cool. Move on. But as I said, you ain't gotta reach out to them. You ain't gotta do all of that. Y'all already matched up the energies that the energies wasn't matching up. Y'all already realized that. Y'all already had a fallout. Keep it pushing. See what I'm saying? But yeah. Forgive, don't forget. Alright, Spirit, thank you for that message. Spirit, what other message do you have for us regarding our manifestation? Oh, let your fears dissolve. Let those fears dissolve. I know sometimes it will be crazy. I know sometimes we get nervous of things. And I you feel edgy about doing certain things. It's important to understand that there's a natural. You just gotta kind of work through it. You gotta go ahead if you're nervous about any specific situation. You gotta kind of work through it and allow it to seep in. It takes its time. It takes its course, but that's okay. That's natural. Let your fears dissolve. Don't play too much into your emotions. It's all in your head and in your soul. The brain and the brain is wired to not do things that you're uncomfortable with, because it's a strategy used for survival skills. However, in civilian life, there's very little situations where you need to use those survival skills, like how our ancestors had to use back in the jungle when there was elephants and lions around them when they were sleeping. You see what I'm saying? So there's type of tactics that are built and stored in the human brain. You can kind of work through them. Your brain's telling you don't go in or something because you're nervous on how it's going to turn out. You don't know if the pumpkin that you just planted is going to work. Therefore, it's going to stop and try and attempt to prevent you from planting that pumpkin because you are uncertain on how it's going to turn out. But your spirit's telling you go for it. Sometimes you gotta listen to your heart instead of your mind and go for what your heart desires. There's a reason why your spirit wants you to plant that pumpkin, right? Maybe it's gonna save you finances, who knows? There's a reason why you thought and your body's telling you to plant that pumpkin. So go ahead, let your fears dissolve and go through it. Work through that fear, and it will dissolve all in the Zoom. By the time you jump in there, you put your foot down and you go out and get them pumpkin seeds and you start planting, even though you're probably shivering in your boots. At the end of the day, it's going to work itself out, right? So make sure you guys are letting that fear dissolve, right? Thanks, Spirit, for that message. Spirit, what other message do you have for us? We have talk less, feel more. This is very important. Talk less, feel more. Why do you think we have 2 ears and 1 mouth? Talk less, listen more is what could be equivalent to it. But talk less, feel more is, listen, you all need to start, make sure you guys are working. You know what I'm saying? Make sure whatever it is that you speak, that you want to achieve, make sure you're putting more time into actually doing something. It could be something that could make you make better decisions. Like, for an example, all you guys out there, I want you guys to get up there and read a book. And here's why I say that. The TV, the shows that we watch, if you go on YouTube, your feed is strictly off of what you've been watching. It's a history book. It's what you've been watching in the past. You don't want to continue in the past. You want to learn new things. YouTube's not going to teach you new things unless you research new things, right? TV is not going to show you what you need. I'm not saying that it's all control, because it's some TV shows that could say what they want and whatever, they don't get blackballed. But what I am going to tell you guys is this. You go into a library, pick up some books, because a book typically be having like the real stuff in there, you know what I'm saying? Look at, for an example, if you go on TV or YouTube and you watch certain people grow stuff or whatever, it's only limited amount of stuff that they can tell you because of it being broadcasted, right? They ain't gonna really tell you like the one doctor, I think it's Dr. Swayze. My apologies if I'm wrong, but y'all know that doctor that everybody was saying that he had these health cures, like these actual. They can't broadcast that stuff because it'll put the pharmacies out of business. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, listen, pick up a book. You know what I mean? And go ahead and read. What I'm saying is, when I say the book, why am I saying books? Why does books matter? Books is a habit that you develop. You know what I mean? This is why I say talk less, feel more. Develop habits that are going to generally put you in a better position to get to where your goal is. Your end goal in life, where you want to be when you're 65 and you're retired. Do you see yourself that age? Because I assume you guys see yourself that age. You need to be able to see yourself that age to be able to get what you want to get out of it, right? You only have one life to live. Please don't follow this trend of, I take every day. Like, nah, fam. You can actually set yourself up for success. And if God wants to take his angels early, okay, at least you did everything you were supposed to do. At least you had a goal in mind, you know what I mean? But it always helps to have an end goal. Once you have that end goal established, I want you guys to start doing things, not just speaking on doing things. Don't just say, I want to eat healthier. I want to be more, self-reliant, self-efficient. Don't just speak it, like actually do these things. Like, go out, get yourself some plants. Go out, read some books. Go out, go for a walk with your honey, or you know what I'm saying. Do these type of things. Eat healthier. Buy better resource foods. Look at Whole Foods as an example. Look at the ingredients. What are they putting in stuff? All of these things. Look at the ingredients. What do the ingredients do to your body? All of these things are very vital when it comes down to things. Just like that greenery helps your pores or helps your face, and like how they at that saying, I don't know if it's a myth or a fact to say that carrots help your eyesight. Do that same research of everything you consume, everything you do. Yo, if I clean this house, I'm gonna feel better. You know what I mean? So just live off of that. Make sure you're actually doing it versus you actually talking about doing it. Because when you're talking about doing it, it means nothing. It means nothing until you actually do it. It means something if you initiate it at the beginning. Like, for example, if I came to you and I'm like, yo, I'm about to start a yacht party. You're like, oh man, that's sick, man. But if I kept telling you that for 10 years, you're going to be looking at me like a broken record. You're going to be like, man, you've been saying that for 10 years. When are you going to do it, type of thing? But if I told you that, and you said initially, if I told you that, yo, I'm going to start a yacht party, you're like, oh man, that's sick. And then guess what? 10 years later, I'm got my yacht party. But in them 10 years, I wasn't telling you that I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You just saw the results after 10 years. That's what people look at. That is what's going to put you in a better position. That alone. You know what I mean? You can initiate it. You can talk about it like, yo, I'm going to start reading more. You're reading more. People see that. They talk to you. They can see that. You know what I mean? Your language is different. Everything is different. Everything sounds more smoother. Your English is on point. Well, whatever language you speak, your communication skills are leveled up. So it's not just reading though. You know what I'm saying? It's many things. Keeping your house clean. Making sure you're maintaining a clean house. Making sure it's all these good qualities that's gonna bring out a better you. You know what I'm saying? So that's when they say talk less, feel more. You can say it to initiate it, but don't be just keep talking about it, because the more time you're spending talking and running your mouth about it, you ain't did nothing about it, then what is that? What? Tell me what benefit are you getting from just speaking on it? I can sit here all day and without this video recording telling you guys, like for example, if I said to y'all, I was like, yo, I'm gonna choose another card. I'm gonna choose another card. I'm gonna choose another card. And I never choose another card, y'all would leave this video. Y'all wouldn't even be on this video watching. But because you see me pulling cards, you're like, okay, I told myself, I just said it. I just told my significant other, I'm like, I'm going to do a reading. So I just said it, initiated it, and now I'm actually doing it. Talk less, feel more. You feel what I'm saying? But, yeah. Initiate it, and then get to it. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. Spirit, what are the messages you have for us? Next we have what I am connected to is be proud of yourself. This is what resonated with me. Be proud of yourself is very important. Here's a quick thing. I want you guys to understand that when you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep, when you go to sleep, you look yourself in the mirror. Before you go to sleep, you get back and you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I complete everything today? That's when you can be really and truly proud of yourself. But also be proud of, even when you're having your down days, be proud of them days too, because guess what? It takes rainy days to produce flowers. You know what I'm saying? It takes rain to produce crops. You know what I'm saying? It takes rainy days to produce. What do they call it? Produce. It's all in our face. All the philosophy, everything, whatever it is that you call it, whatever it is that the way your mindset is, the way your spirit is, the design is all in our face. The keys to success is in our face, legit. Be proud of yourself, be proud of your growth, be proud of everything that you've accomplished. Be proud of it. Walk with it. You know what I mean? Talk with it. Have your chest out. Like, you did it. This is you. You feel me? You avoid, or even if you didn't avoid BS and you had to go through it, you had to get out the mud, you had to really go through it, you feel me? And to be who you are today, be proud of that aspect. You know what I'm saying? You're still alive, you're still living. Be proud of that. Be proud that you made certain decisions and was able to encounter certain conversations to be able to grow you as a human being. Be proud of that. You know what I mean? Be proud of yourself. Be proud of everything you've accomplished. All right? Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. Spirit, What other messages do you have for us? Step up and lead. No, listen. When you first initially heard it, step up and lead. You'll probably think of, well, let's say for an example, you had a job, right? I can tell you guys this from a personal experience. You had a job, or you work anywhere, or even if you're in the house and you see something needs to be done, don't wait till the person that's initially supposed to do it to actually do it. You can go ahead and do it. No, you might say, well, I don't get paid for that, or you might say, that's not my job. But let me tell you something. Doing what needs to be done versus waiting on other people to do it will put you specifically in a way better position, because see, not only did you do it, complete it, it's over, it's done with, move on, right? But you also probably adapted another skill. For example, if you're still in this whole mindset that the woman must cook and the man must go to work, right? Let's say you lost your job and she had to go to work, right? Because they was only looking for female nurses, right? She got a job because she's got to put food on the table. She got a job. Now somebody's got to cook because she's back working. So now you got to cook. Had you would have, say you guys was in a situation where she was tired one day. This is when you was working. She was tired one day. She didn't cook dinner. You came home, instead of you complaining, you went in the kitchen, or you picked up a cookbook, got on YouTube, whatever, and started cooking the dinner. Now you know how to cook. So now when it comes down to situations like what I just said, involving job loss, then you now have to do cooking, and she now has to go to work, and you are prepared. So I say all that to say this. Step up and lead. You do not have to be the initial person to do what's being asked to do. You do not have to. You don't have to be the wife to do cooking. You don't have to be the manager to, do the paperwork. You don't have to be the janitor to sweep the floor. You don't have to be the initial person that's supposed to do the job. You can just do it, even as a source to get it out of the way. And bonus points within the process, you can even learn a new skill, right? Say for an example, you're at a location, you're working or whatever, right? A guy comes in trying to sell you guys a product. Manager's not her, he normally takes care of that. You're probably the star employee, or you act like it and you get everything done. Instead of you saying, oh, well, the manager's not her today, or come back another day, might be a one in lifetime offer. He talks to you, you decide to have a conversation with him. Look at the garage trap, I'm speaking some real stuff. You decide to have a conversation with him. Now you're having a conversation. Now you sold a massive product to the company. Company turns around. Apparently the manager said he was out here BSing. He wasn't at work because he was BSing. He ends up getting fired. They're gonna look at you and say, well, buddy, you're the new manager because you just got us a great deal. It could be something so simple as just opening up your mind and just doing something to your best of your ability, because it's either the product's gonna get sold or it doesn't get sold. It could be either two, but it's only positive or negative that it could go, or it's only win or lose. So you just take the initiative to say, you know what, I have a little bit of background of this. It's not my job, but let me just go ahead and do it, get out of the way, because it's best for everybody. Now look where you are in a position. That's how life works. That is how life works. So step up and lead. Be more responsible. Make sure you guys are doing these things. You guys are doing it great. If not, get back with your game. You know what I mean? It's okay to have a little fall off. You never failed in life unless you quit. Remember that. Nobody's a failing unless they quit. Now, if you're going to keep doing these little BS where you're going on and off, don't be doing that. Don't be allowing people to come in and out of your lives. Just because, oh, well, they keep messing up. No. If you ain't learned from your mistakes, you're just effing up. No, man. You have to learn from your mistakes. People need to learn from the mistakes. Ain't about, oh, you did good this week. Oh, he's doing bad, but he's doing better this week. No. Stop messing up. Like, feel me? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes. You ain't learn from your mistakes, and you ain't going nowhere. You just cycling. You can't be around me if you're like that. Because I have to learn from my mistakes. See what I'm saying? I have to learn from my mistakes to be where I am today. So you need to learn from your mistakes. See what I'm saying? Let's step up and lead. You know what I mean? Really got off topic there. But that was a little more responsibilities. But step up and lead. Spirit, what other messages do you have for us? everyone, listen, I have this thing called red flags. Red flags is, listen, bro, what's this? This is what it is. Somebody's giving you signals. Somebody's giving you past situations. You know how this character is. They might have been good today, bad the next. It's a repeated cycle. Ain't new. We just been blinded to it because we want to forgive. We want to forgive and forget. Not just forgive, but we want to forget. We want to act like it never happened because we want for us and that person to be one. We want to be family. We want to be a relationship. We want this person in our lives for some strange reason. But let me tell you this. This person's already revealing these things to you. You're just choosing not to see it. So you need now to connect the dots and reveal what this person's been showing you, what needs to be seen to yourself. You see these red flags, you see these situations playing out, you see how they keep happening. Every time you turn around, this person doing the same thing. It's a cycle. You need to start to say, listen, I'm going to reveal to myself and to everyone in my circle what needs to be seen. Not what I want to see in this person, what I need to see in this person. This person ain't for me. I'm going to tell myself that, and anybody else is in my circle. If I'm married, I'm going to tell my wife that, look, we ain't really conversating with these people because of this situation. And I'm just, exposing it to ourselves. I'm exposing the BS. I'm realizing and really and genuinely going to move forward because of these, and I'm going to reveal to myself and my circle what needs to be seen. Very important, right? I felt like I could break that down, bad eye quality, red flag movement. But that's gonna conclude you guys reading. Remember, your message, overall message is willingness. Having the willingness to learn, the willingness to engage in positivity, the willingness to go through struggles to come out on top, not just on top of your parents, I'm talking on top of yourself, because you're in this race by yourself. You're against yourself in lifetime. Nobody's compared to nobody. Like, nobody's above the next man. None of that. Some people that have hatred towards you, that's how they want to think. That's small-minded thinking. You want to think big. You want to think like a runner. A runner's against himself. And that's why when you run goes against your time, you're running. If you do this, that's going to slow you down. You might hit something on the way. You're too busy focusing on the next man. You're going to trip over a rock. You're doing this. You ain't focusing on the other lanes. Y'all might have started together, but y'all not running together. You see what I'm saying? Y'all might finish together, but you ain't running together. You see what I'm saying? Y'all not running together. Y'all running against time. So willingness to learn, willingness to engage, willingness to do all these things, right? That's going to be your overall message. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you found this message educational, encouraging, spiritual, connected, confirmational, you found confirmation from anything that I said, anything you resonated with, go ahead and hit a like on this video. Also go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to support this channel. Or there's a bell on the right side of the subscribe. Hit that post notification so you can get notified whenever I drop a video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Emperor Micah, whatever you call it. My name is Micah. I'll see you guys in the next video.